What you ask now, if you wish, is what may I know myself as, is what may I know myself as, how may I partake, how may I partake in agreement to be the true self, to be the true self, to operate at a level of oscillation, to operate at a level of oscillation where the fabric of reality itself, where the fabric of reality itself is actually moved by my presence, is actually moved by my presence. You don't understand your power, you see. You don't understand your power, you see. You mistake power. You mistake power for force, but what true power is. But what true power is recognition of that which is all powerful, of that which is all powerful, the resurrected divine. The resurrected divine come as one who knows who she is, come as one who knows who she is, partakes in a great bounty, a new agreement, plenty to the idea that source is present, available in demonstration, and may be known at any moment, because any moment is where she sits, the idea of who you are. The idea of who you are in a transposed state, the reclamation of identity to true self. To true self is a great passage, It's not for the faint of heart. It's not for the faint of heart, because what you have held in darkness, must be seen. What you would prefer to keep in shadow, must be released, and the idea of who you are, even as special, must be released as well. The true self knows who she is. The true self knows who she is in consort with others. You become of the whole. You become of the whole, not separate from, but inclusive of, This is a very high awareness. But to maintain identity, individuated consciousness, you answer to your name when called upon. You know your address and occupation. While maintaining plurality, or a higher recognition of identity, in union with others and source, is the manifestation of the divine expression, that can and will be known on this plane. Now the idea of separation must be understood. You have been taught in many ways. That you cannot be worthy of the divine, that you cannot be worthy of the divine, that what you have done is so wrong, that what you have done is so wrong, what you believed is so wrong, what you have believed is so wrong, what you would wish God to be, so unforgiving, that you could never know yourself, as agreement to what is already true, The walls of separation. The walls of separation were built by humanity, through engagement with fear, and the need to rule others, to create false gods, idols if you wish, that you believe will give you need, what you need when the divine cannot. I will amass all the money. I will amass all the money. I will love everyone. As I demand to be loved, and no other way. I will choose wisely. Lest I am punished by a poor choice. The gift of this teaching for some of you. The gift of this teaching for some of you will be permission. I may stop harming myself. Because you must understand that offers you nothing but harm. that offers you nothing but harm, and it does not appease a God, and it does not appease a God that you have created, that would mandate suffering, in order to welcome its own children, in order to welcome its own children. When we say to you, the true self as you, the true self as you knows who she is, knows who she is, what he is, and how he serves, we are giving the offering. We are giving you the offering that you require to claim an identity, that may release the darkness, Some of you will claim this teaching. Some of you will claim this teaching in a rather different way. You will give you purpose. It will give you purpose, a motivation, something that you think you can do something about, something that you think you can do something about. But the truth of the teaching you're all receiving But the truth of the teaching that you are all receiving is that the monad as you must always be present, because it could not be, because it could not be. And if you begin to understand that the monad is all things, that the monad as all things, God is all things, God is all things, expresses both within and without, expresses both within and without. You will know all things. You will know all things that you may know at the level of agreement, you are aligning to here, the claim we have offered you. The claim we have offered you, it will be so. It will be so. The confirmation of the action divine. The confirmation of the action of the divine is useful here when you are looking at a shadow. When you are looking at a shadow and you are claiming the divine upon the shadow, behold, I make all things new. The claim I will be so. The claim it will be so is confirmation, and it is a claim, and it is a claim, a fact of fact. It is not a wish. It is not a wish. It will be so one day. It will be so one day, or after this, or after that, or after this, or after that. It will, the active will, divine will upon shadow can only claim the light, Imagine a house with many windows. You have been in this house. You have been in this house for a long time. The windows have accrued dirt. Detritus, the dust of the plane. The window you look through has a murky light. You see as best you can. But you've been in this house so long. The windows have been soiled so long. That you cannot imagine clear sight. You would have no way of knowing it. It will be so. It will be so. Behold, I make all things new. It will be so. God is. The reclamation of the divine. The reclamation of the divine upon the shared plane. Upon this shared plane is the claim of the kingdom, God is, the claim of the kingdom, the manifestation of the highest, where the lowest has been held, When you make the claim, it will be so. It will be so. You are confirming the action of the divine. You are confirming the action of the divine upon what is seen, the manifestation of monad, upon physical plane, mental plane, emotional plane, the energy fields that you encounter all day long, The energy fields that you encounter all day long, reclaimed in a higher resonant tone, in a higher resonant tone, as all things are in song, as all things are in song, in sound, intonation, all things may be resung, all things may be resung in the high octave, of the upper room, the choice to embody. The choice to embody at the level we teach, requires a transition, from an idea of self, that has known and been born, through separation, to one that is in unity, to one that is in unification, with its true source, Now here is the caveat. You are doing very little. But you are agreeing to great things. Understand what this means. As the denial of the divine. As the denial of the divine, that which brings the shadow, that claims the wall of separation, that which you have created, and confirmed with your history, with your fellows in humanity's experience of being. In humanity's experience of being is illusion. You will understand. That the claim God is, is the claim of restoration, is the claim of restoration. Where it has been denied, it is seen anew. The claim, behold, I make all things new. The claim, behold, I make all things new, an announcement of the presence of divine, an announcement of the presence of the divine in an act of reclamation. In an act of reclamation holds intention behind it. It cannot be claimed by the small self. It cannot be claimed by the small self. The best the small self can do, is scrub a bit of dust off a window pane, and hope the view is perfect. Because the monad, or the Christ, is the actor here. It is the actor, the action of the divine, which is the word, upon what is seen that reclaims it. You are present as witness, as small self, yes, but the divine is who speaks. But the divine is who speaks, because it can only speak this into being, Behold, I make all things new. When you understand the claim, God is, you will know all things. As of God. But what you don't know is that your presence in this claim actually transmutes the lower field, by nature of being, the idea of lifting the upper room. The idea of lifting something to the upper room, which we have instructed you in, I see you in the upper room. You are in the upper room is useful now, but at a level of embodiment or agreement. But at a level of embodiment or agreement, the being in the upper room, is what transforms the beings around you, You don't have to lift anybody. You don't have to lift anybody. The lifting occurs by nature of presence. The lifting occurs by nature of presence. When we witness you tomorrow, and hold an intention for you, you may comprehend this. But you are as we are. But you are as we are at a level of truth, at a level of truth, not the personality you self-identify through, not the personalities you self-identify through, but the action of the divine, but the action of the divine as and through you, as and through you, which is what alters all things, which is what alters all things. We will do this through Paul. We will do this through Paul so you have an idea of it. So you have an idea of it. Paul, you may say this for each one present. Paul, you may say this for each one present. I see you in your beauty. I see you in your beauty. I see you in your right to be. In all you have known and may know. And as I say these words, I say what is always true. God is, God is, God is. If you feel the shift in frequency, say yes. Each of you here holds the key to a level of dominion, to a level of dominion that you don't understand, You already contribute to the mass. You already contribute to the mass that is your reality, and all things in it, and all things in it. You see a war, how you hold the war in consciousness. How you hold the war in consciousness contributes to the war itself, or the eradication of it, When you see the child as stupid, unbehaving, and terribly wrong-minded, you claim the child in insolence. And she will grow more insolent. In agreement to your claim for her, when you honor the divine other. When you honor the divine in another, and you begin by accepting them as they are, and you begin by accepting them as they are, not as you wish them to be, or how you would have them be, to serve your standards of being. You begin to move into an alignment. You begin to move into an alignment to what we call truth, eternal truth, not convenient truth. A convenient truth is my idea of my reality, and I will call it or claim it as my truth, You may do this as you wish. But you are claiming opinion. Or belief system, which is somewhat different. Than claiming truth. What is true is always true. What is true is always true. What is always true? What is always true is the claim. God is, because it announces the presence of what is, because it announces the presence of what is, at the cost of what has been held in shadow, at the cost of what has been held in shadow, when the shadow is precluded, when it has been banished, or reknown, the light shines freely. The light shines freely. Each one of you here today, through choice, has made an agreement, to align at a level of coherence with the divine, where what you demanded be so, through history may be released, The process of how things are released. Will vary greatly, depending on one's attachment, to the ideas they have held, be it the marriage, the behavior of the child, the workplace, or the world itself, the world itself in great change. The world itself in great change is about to announce a new potential, What is it, he asks? We cannot war. We cannot war. Underline the word cannot. Underline the word cannot when the country, the community, the township, the individual agrees on one thing. We cannot war, the idealization of war. The idealization of war as purposeful is dismantled, is dismantled. Do you understand this? Do you understand this? When something is dismantled, when something is dismantled, the machine itself, the structure that enables war, the structure that enables war can be taken down, in the last resort. And the last resort, we cannot war, because you understand the outcome of such a war, because you understand the outcome of such a war and its destruction. And its destruction can and will, must be sung by all human beings. All human beings. You have all been in agreement. You have all been in agreement to the structure of war, to the structure of war. You all claim it. You all claim it as a fact, as a thing to be expected, as a thing to be expected. When something is expected, it is made known. It is made known or called into being. The collective now chooses. The collective now chooses that this will be new, and we will invite you now. And we will invite you now to make a claim for the world, and all who dwell within it. And all who dwell within it, that humanity itself will lift itself beyond the requirement to learn through separation and through war, which is the outcome of fear and separation. You may say these words. You may say these words very softly if you wish. Very softly if you wish. On this day I choose to align myself to peace. To align myself to peace, as it may be known by all. As it may be known by all. On this day I choose to offer myself in peace for the benefit of all. On this day I agree. On this day I agree that the template I hold, for the expression of the divine, may be activated in completion for the benefit of this plane, and all who dwell within it, I say these words. I say these words for all humanity, and as I say them, I know them to be true. I see you in your beauty. I see you in your right to be, in all you have known and may know. And as I say these words for you, I say what is always true. God is. God is. God is. Behold, I make all things new. Allow your energetic field to be received and aligned for the benefit of all. You are gifting yourself to the world for healing, for lifting, for all to be made new, We thank you each for your presence. We thank you each for your presence. We will take a pause for Paul and go to questions as they wish. We will take a pause for Paul and then go to questions as they wish, period. They're saying period. Stop.